Okay, next we have CPA and Wayne. So, whoa, look at this. Come on up. I didn't think Wayne was going to make an appearance.
Is he coming?
He's right behind you.
I wore shorts. It's summer.
Okay. So, welcome. So, tell us a little bit about your family. And I see you have, half of your family here with you tonight. So, hi.
This is our oldest daughter, Madison. She's 18, just graduated from high school, our first graduate. I think it gets worse for a few years before it gets better. I'm not sure. And Barrett is our youngest, and he's 11. Two of them are missing. They're at basketball practice.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about you and about each of you.
Well, I'm a real estate professional. At this point, with having 18 houses and
Don't give away the
doing
secret too
other
early.
investments, that's pretty much what I do besides run the kids around and plan all their things and all their sport activities and such.
For those of you that are new, that term real estate professional has some real economic benefits.
Some real economic
that
benefits.
David will talk about this weekend for those of you that are new.
I did start off as being a CPA for an accounting firm a long, long time ago. And then I had kids, stayed home,
Go Nerds!
and so, yeah, I do all that home stuff.
Okay. And Wayne is,
So I'm one of the few Aggies in the room. I was whooping from the back.
Okay, you're.
If you heard, so.
Didn't hear many whoops.
Yeah, so I got a degree in engineering, joined the company I still work for, like 20.
You were a chemical engineer that's an Aggie. That means you did mushrooms.
Not in my day. No. It was a dry campus back when I. So, anyway, yeah, graduated chemical engineering degree, still at the same company, and doing some different business type stuff. And yeah,
He's making all the W-2 income
I'm
to
the
buy the
W2
houses.
income. So in the system of being a real estate professional, yeah, I'm the W-2. She's a real estate professional, and that's kind of the deal we got worked out. Yeah.
okay. And it says here you heard it on the Michael Berry show, and then, so why did you decide to join Lifestyles?
Well, really, kind of since I was young, my parents had some apartments, like 8 apartment building things that they had forever and that my grandfather had helped them buy. And my mom would take me over there and I would have to see what it looked like when somebody moved out and there was roaches all over the windows and all, so I could learn a lesson, And they did everything and they fixed everything but they said that was the money that helped put me through college. So I thought I need to do that. And I think Wayne's dad had a rent house when he was growing up that he did with his brother. So we thought, we got married, we had a kid, I started staying home. We're like, let's buy a house to rent. Let's do that. And so we did, and we did everything, and we fixed everything, and that's probably coming up. But through that experience, it was too much with the thought that we're going to have a family, and we're doing all this stuff, and it's just barely paying for the payment on the house. So
We're doing it wrong.
We're doing it wrong.
This is 2005.
That was the point.
We're doing it wrong.
And so we sold that.
This is before Lifestyles.
Yeah.
This was before Lifestyles. And I don't know where the radio show was in 2005 when you said that you heard it, because I was looking for that and I did not find it.
Well, I joined in 2009.
Oh, okay.
2000, yeah, I think we started
You
2000.
heard the radio show. And
In 2009 is when I joined. You're even joined before me.
I didn't join.
No, they just-
No, my point is,
When they bought their
where
first
the heck was that? Because I did not
Oh.
hear it, and I wondered how did you buy a property that wasn't on the market, for that value? But so we sold that, we went on, moved on, and we just put money in our 401k. So coming to Lifestyles was, we heard the radio show on the Wayne heard it on the drive home.
so
He told me about it.
I heard the czar, and then this point in my career, it was like, man,
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with all the W-2 thing. We've kind of hit the top of the ladder, looked around and gone, what the hell is this? I think I'm on the wrong ladder. And yeah, it was just kind of like, hey, let's do something different. Let's pivot. Let's go into a different direction. And one of the things for the 10 years prior, you do that depressing fidelity, calculation of, what's going to run out first, me or my money? Do I need to start smoking more, or like drinking more, because that would be the success. And they're like, that is a depressing calculation.
Kids know you don't need to do that.
And so it was like, hey, I think this is a way. So at the end of 17, we kind of like did a little bit of the discourse, and then we joined in the beginning of 18.
What he said is powerful, because a lot of people don't realize this. When you go to Fidelity or anything, they tell you you're going to save up $1 million or $2 million, and then you draw down at 4%, and you'll make on average 8% return. Who heard that? And then realize when you don't have $1 million or $2 million when you're starting, you're like, well, I only have 100 grand or 200 grand or whatever. Like, how am I going to do that? That's kind of what you were talking about. So I want the new people to understand that.
So looking
So
for
Wayne
something
told me
different.
about that, and we came. And I was like, I think that's what I was looking for in
Okay, so
2005.
you joined in 2018.
2018.
So this is the house on Laurel Street. You bought this one in December 2021. And you can see a little bit on the interior and exterior, the exterior pictures before and after. You did a little
Yep,
bit of
the
cleanup
roof.
there, new roof on it.
The garage went away.
Garage conversion, and on this one, like somebody had actually gone around and like done pretty much fresh paint on the exterior, so that was one less thing to do, but the inside doesn't look as nice as the outside.
And so the inside was not in really good shape.
Nope, it looked like that. Smelled too.
The smell of money, that's it.
It had fleas.
Had fleas.
Yeah.
The whole backyard was, I don't know how many cages there were in the backyard.
They were running some kind of puppy farm at this
Yeah.
place. It was like, I don't know what's going on, but this is like a little bit strange in the backyard. But the best thing in the backyard, and you looked out the back window, is there's like a grandma quarter apartment back there. I'm like, how about that? Don't think that was in the first run of the Quest.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so you were able to utilize that.
Yes. So we had to do just a few things in there, like paint and clean it up. I think we put in an extra air conditioner
Okay.
To make it
to
a
make
better.
it better,
Yeah.
and closed up a wall and made it all both air conditioned and that and such. But this house, we kept the wood floors. We converted the garage to a fourth bedroom, which increased the ARV.
Yep. If you can, like in many cases, if you can take like something that's not livable area, this was in Lake Jackson. Every market's going to be different, but we've done a couple of these in Lake Jackson. And if you can take that garage that's in that downtown Lake Jackson area and turn it into another bedroom with a bath, boom, 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 the ARV really responds pretty
So
good.
they're saying ARV, for those of you who know, ARV is after repaired value. So a house appraises for similar houses in the neighborhood, but by adding basically more livable square footage, they made the house worth more than it would have been appraised for. So that was excellent to do that. So let's look at the numbers. So again, this house should be worth $174,000, but because of the condition, you were able to buy it for $113,000. Put the rehab into it. Your out-of-pocket was right around the average, $31,000, and you get $16,000 in rent, almost $400 a month in cash flow, which is a 14% cash-on-cash return, and your equity capture was $15,000. This is more kind of a normal opportunity in today's market, 14% cash-on-cash return, $30,000 out of pocket, about a 50% return on equity. So, great job on this property. This is the numbers go well on this one. So. More importantly, though, you've already kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but you've been members for 4 years. This is actually your second case study, but you now have 18 properties
Yes.
in 4 years.
We
So,
actually closed
Tina, you hear that?
today.
On number 19.
Keenan's on his post. We just closed on number 19 today. At noon. Hope it funded.
All right.
But do you know what's wrong with that? When you pay Monopoly, you trade in the 4 green houses for the 1 red thing.
They have the red things
We got a
too.
few red things.
They have a
I
few red
tried. It's like,
Well, let's take a little bit now. So these are some of their properties, and normally we have one sheet with 3 or 4 properties. I got several sheets here I have to go through, but so this is the, I'm not going to go through these individually, but and I made a mistake on my numbers. First time I made a mistake. Not what Mike's wife say, but first time I made a mistake. And so this is not equity capture. This is the equity you have in the properties today.
Okay, yeah.
And so we're going to go through these numbers and get to the total. So I'm not going to go through each one individually, but that's so this is all 18, the total of the 18 of your property. So in 4 years, you have built $82,000 a year in income.
yeah,
4 years.
yeah.
There you go.
And wait, what's the most exciting part about this CPA? How much taxes do you pay on an 80 grand a year?
You
Negative.
played. None.
They're losing
Negative.
money.
We actually
Yay!
got that child thing back, so we got
Yeah, we're at a
negative
negative 10% rate for last year.
credit back.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, that's not quite enough with having all these kids' expenses. That's the main problem. So if you have 4 kids, plan for those kids.
Yeah.
Keenan.
So your initial equity capture, like we talked on Keenan's first property, and like on this one, you had 15,000 of equity capture. Keenan had 49,000. So your total equity capture, you pointed out to me after I made the mistake
Yeah.
on the slides, your initial equity capture total for each property was about 430,000, I believe.
Yep.
And so, so you've doubled your in 4 years
like-
your equity between appreciation, pay downs. I think you've done some sales of 1031s or something. Is that right?
We haven't sold.
Oh, you haven't
No,
sold
no
anything.
sold or
Okay.
1031, so it's the principal pay down, so like
principal
paying
pay
them
down and
the mortgage
appreciation.
and then appreciation.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's almost 100% increase on the cash out of pocket. What our out of pocket is, it's almost double,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Almost.
so
Wait, they just said they made 100% on 18 deals. And that's how excited an engineer and accountant gets. See, they're jumping up and down.
so
Is that for, because you know why? Because every bit of cash that we get, we just keep, it's like it's not real, actually, because it's just, we keep
Just
buying
parked over
more.
there. It's
We
just like we're
we
just
got this
pushing
much
it back
buy,
in.
we got this much buy, this much buy. I think that's why.
There's a point where
I'm
you
not
have
like,
to
woo,
enjoy
I
it.
have like double.
These are your numbers.
I know.
You're making 80.
Your kids don't have to eat off the dollar menu anymore.
Hey, that's correct. If you put those kids in club sports, times that by 4, that's like
Yeah.
$3,000 a year times 4 kids. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm
make-
looking forward to the end of that
It's coming,
money
it's
flow
coming soon.
out.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
So you've created an $82,000 additional income, and
Yes.
you've created $1 million of net worth.
That's right.
Give them a hand, folks.
Yeah.
And you're not sitting there. You're also in how many passive properties?
We did 13 passive investments. Yep. Yep. Well, we did the quadro for that. That'll be a term you can, we got our money out of
Took
the 401k.
everything out of the 401k and like kind of drove it into the passive deals.
I'll teach you what a quadro is this week.
Quadro?
and How to make your 401k go from one spouse to the other and pay no taxes. Well, you pay taxes.
We did that.
No penalty.
We're
Avoid the
using
penalty.
the spouse thing. We're using that. That's
Texas is a
definitely an
good state.
advantage if you have one spouse with a W-2 income and one that's not working.
I'll teach you that. That's nerd stuff.
So one of those multifamilies sold, and we did get money back. You were at the percentage.
Yeah, it was like about
77.
77% over 3 years, so about a 25% return annualized every year. So, I mean,
On that one, which we have reinvested.
I don't want to steal the multifamily thunder.
Okay.
They're coming up next, so they
Oh,
can
they
talk
are?
about multifamily. But I just want everybody to know that you've done okay in single family.
but
Unprepared.
we also have
and you
some of the
also
red
have some
things.
multifamily passive.
Yep, and we're still going because we just
Still
bought
going.
another one. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I asked Keenan, as a new person, new member in First Property, how his lifestyle's changing his life. So now that you're a millionaire, a real estate millionaire, tell us how his lifestyle's changed your life.
I think that's what I just said, pretty much. Like those covering all those activities for the kids.
For all you
It's-
new people, Keenan,
it's,
Keenan, listen. You have to be a millionaire to have kids.
Don't wait for that.
But
Just
Keenan did
don't
good.
do
He
it.
started at 26. If I had known at 26, which you know now, man,
Yeah,
forget about
that's
it.
right.
Okay,
Just
so
just
go ahead.
knowing that it's nearing the point where we can have even more freedom from that job and just cover the income.
Okay. So you've been sitting around not doing a whole lot over the last 4 years. So tell us what's next then.
What's next? So we're not talking about multifamily? Oh.
Well, no. This is your goal.
Oh,
Absolutely. You
okay.
can talk about that. Yeah.
Well, the original goal was to get 26 houses. That was to cover our income. I mean, no,
Is it
that was
income?
income.
Okay.
That was income. We wanted to
Then
cover
the
our income,
expenses
but you
increase.
should cover your expenses, but we wanted to cover our income. So that was like the 26 houses. And then, the kids are getting to college and we want to hit retirement, all those fun things. And then just get it all passive, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And who's on your team? I know you've been around 4 years. You've talked to lots of the mentors. You graciously put my name down. I appreciate that. But I know you've
Well,
worked with
that's
multiple people.
for Laurel. So, yes,
Okay.
we've talked to many mentors when we joined as preferred members. we started, I mean, I wanted to buy an apartment complex. That's what I wanted to do. But our mentor at the time said, like, hey, you guys, Wayne has a W-2 job. You got a lot of kids. You got to have health insurance. You got to pay for all these things that you'd have to pay for if you quit that job. So do single family. And that's what we did. But so we definitely talked to multifamily mentors. The realtor on this particular house was Moon Kim, also Lender Capital Concepts, and investor lending, I think, is on the vendor list for the hard money.
Okay.
And our contractor was All Star Contractors. I left off the insurance because I saw that on Keenan's. That was Benchmark.
With benchmark. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any last minute things before we take a couple of questions? Okay. Any questions?
Really quick, I have a question for you. There's some new folks here. I should ask Keenan, but I'm going to ask you guys too. There's new people here, never been here before. They've never been to my seminar before. What advice would you give the brand new people? Think back when you were new and you were scared or whatever. What advice would you give the new people?
I hate to just echo what Keenan said, but you just need to buy your first house. Like that is the biggest piece of good advice that you can get, because there's really very little that can go wrong with doing that. Because if it goes wrong, you can just sell it. I mean, you just to jump in and buy the first house.
Cool. So get some cash flow.
Get some cash flow.
One thing Kara said, if it goes wrong, real estate is very forgiving, even if you do it wrong. But the benefits of joining Lifestyles is we're going to help you not to do it wrong. We want to give you the guidance and the advice to keep you on the straight and narrow and to do it the right way. So keep that part in mind.
Yeah,
That's the
and
reason you're here.
when he says it's very forgiving, think about it, guys. We're making money 5 ways. If you buy a stock wrong, you're out of luck, right? But because we have that appreciation rate, we have that principal pay down, we have the cash flow, you just hold it through a bad time and you're okay. That's what mitigates our risk so much, is the 5 different ways. So,
Okay.
great point.
Any quick questions for Wayne and Kara? We get a microphone over here. Microphone's coming to you.
Yeah, with 18 houses, how do you manage all the paperwork and the bills and everything for that? Did you go back to work as a CPA?
We're like kind of working together. Yeah.
First
Yeah,
of all,
I can
before you
do
answer
that.
Let me ask you
Any-
one question. Do you manage them yourselves or do you have a property manager?
I manage them.
Okay. She
Myself.
manages 18 properties herself. Go ahead and answer his question now.
Yeah, so I use apartments.com to keep everything together as far as the rent payments coming in. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but that gives me one place where everything is. I can see who's paid, and it's just like a system. And then if there's somebody who hasn't,
Free.
I'll text them.
Free,
It's free.
free online system, and it kind of does some bumping, auto emails, that kind of thing. So assist with
Yeah,
collections.
so I set it up all through that. And then we have an email address set up where any kind of maintenance request comes through on that. I also have a phone that they can text, but I just say I prefer the email because it's all kind of documented, send a picture of whatever's going on. And then Wayne will help out a lot with maintenance
I'm kind of the
things.
maintenance department, so I do maintenance coordination. I do not do maintenance. I know the number for
You
a
gotta call
plumber.
people, yeah.
You got to call people. You need a
There
list,
will be
So
things,
it's like
yeah.
you got a plumber or maybe electrician and the GC that, in certain situations.
You have
But,
to realize everything we do here is in systems, and we replicate systems. There's
So each one
thousands
just kind of
people doing
adds
it
on.
before, yeah.
And like when the freeze happened, we had multiple plumbers go out because there were problems. There will be in a situation like that.
So-
And they just fix it and move on.
So with 18 properties, about how much time a month do you spend managing those 18 properties? Not
much.
I say not buying new, not going through a rehab on a new
Yeah, when we
property.
first buy, we have,
Managing
of
those
course.
properties, no. I mean, I think when I first got 2, 3, 4, 5, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I realized, well, I wasn't really doing anything with those other ones. Like they're just moving along. Except when it comes to lease renewal, I just send an email a month in advance and do a market analysis, say this is what the rent's going to be. I mean, it's just a process. And so it really doesn't matter that there's more, because then maybe there's 3 ending at one time.
So 20 hours a week,
Like,
30 hours a
no.
week? I know the
You want an
answers are-
actual
Just an
hour amount. I
estimate
mean,
of-
I
A
mean,
month, how many hours a month do you think you
Couple
spend?
hours a month, probably.
yeah. I mean,
And
few
let me-
hours a month.
Let me explain to you why. Because if you're new, you're in disbelief. You're like, wait, they have 18 hours. They must get phone calls all the time. What we teach in this seminar, what Dell taught me and now I teach you guys, is best product, best price will attract the best people. If you fix everything and put it all brand new water heater, brand new stove, everything has a warranty, are you going to get phone calls? And we're only holding them a short period of time, a couple years, because when things start breaking down, what do? We sell it and buy another one with everything being brand new again. Does that make sense logically? This is why she didn't create a job for herself. She's buying back her time.
Yeah.
Okay, another question over here.
Yes, Keenan, thank you for sharing your story. You too. You mentioned earlier that you learned from your mother looking at initial properties early on, and now you've learned this. Are there any interest from the next generation to follow your path?
The kids.
There is some interest. They've come and attended a few things with us, but yeah, I think out of the 4, at least a couple of them are like, oh, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. But there's
So what
there's
age are your kids?
They're 18, 16, 15, and 11.
How many properties do they own?
None yet.
0? Slackers. My son Odin is 15. He bought his first house at 11. He just sold one of his houses. He had 2. Now he has 1. He made 80 grand so
Maybe
far.
this will motivate them,
You
right?
should watch his videos.
Then you helped
also
him do that.
single.
So did he pay for that with his work, or what did he do? Did he work and get all that money? Did he work and
He
save?
started with 3 grand. First
Nice.
house he made 80. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You should probably teach seminars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably should.
Okay, time for one more question. Do we have any?
Online would be if we have one. Do you have one, Dave? No?
Okay,
All right.
well, let's thank Wayne and Kara.
Hey, man, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing.